All right, welcome back to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese. We are now going to cover NFL free agency. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you think. As I told you, we're going to be bringing you a lot of live shows, especially when the World Cup starts. But I want to talk about NFL free agency because, we do cover the NFL a lot on this show. And there were some significant moves. Jose, me and you are known San Francisco 49er fans. Let me just start with saying that team lost because of their defense. Um, and offensively, they were inconsistent, but had a great season from Christian McCaffrey. They couldn't run the ball consistently, which was a disappointment. And their receiving core was all over the map, obviously, with Brandon Ayuk holding out and not coming out to play, kind of messed things up. Kittle getting hurt. Although, from what I understand, he has a minor Achilles tear, which means he might be back for the season opener. Um, but the 49ers made a significant move. They signed Mike Evans, a guy who I believe holds the NFL record for 1,000-yard seasons, has been a great player for a long period of time, a touchdown catcher for sure, an older player who's injury prone, a little scary. But if you combine him and Kittle in the end zone, that's two very good weapons along with Christian McCaffrey. He should significantly help this offense spread the football and should open up things for Purdy. What do you think of this move, and do you think they're done? Because I think they still need help on the offensive line and on defense.
Well, I don't think they're done. But maybe in the free agency wise, I think they're probably going to sign another maybe a lineman, offensive lineman, and that's it. Uh, Listen, the move. It's like I said to you, it's not the greatest, but it's not the bad as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it reminds me of another Devontae Adams to the Rams type of thing
Hopefully,
for
hopefully,
an end zone, like one on ones. You can
yeah,
throw it up to him and you'll I'll catch anybody and whatever, right? So that's just another weapon for Brock Purdy to play with. I think he's gonna be great in the Niners. He's gonna put up numbers. Um, yeah, the Niners just traded for the defensive tackle today from the Dallas Cowboys, which is not a bad move as well. Um,
yeah,
so you know what? I think it's going to be based on trades. I think they're and draft picks. I think that's how they're going to upgrade their team, and that's the best way because they it's a low cost, not high risk money, and then you can always save your money for trades during the season. If you can see if there's an upgrade on your team during that, you can have salary cap for that. And then next year you have more. The salary cap keeps going up and up, so you have more money to waste. And there's always
yeah.
good, better players next year coming out, and then the contracts and stuff like that. So I don't think they're done. I think they'll probably sign an offensive lineman, get a couple, maybe sign another wide receiver just as another option and stuff like that because you're losing. You're gonna release Brandon Ayuk. You're probably gonna
Yeah.
lose Juwan Jennings. I doubt you're gonna sign him. So you just left with Purcell and Evans.
I'm hearing they're
As
going to keep Jennings.
they're gonna re-sign Jennings.
I'm
I don't know.
hearing he's staying. I'm hearing it, but we'll see. I guess.
Well, he's a free agent, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless at least he resigns to. I don't know. Well, from what I heard, I think when they got Evans, that they were not gonna sign,
Yeah.
and hopefully they don't
They've
all
got
pay
other
him.
receivers too. They've got other receivers. They don't need to
Yeah,
pay them whatever.
they
Yeah.
got to go freaking
You got Cowing
Robinson.
and Robinson. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got some other
so
guys.
they have guys to read, and you can always draft a kid in with the
Yeah.
late round first round pick. You can always
Sure.
draft the kid. They're
Yeah.
projected to draft that kid from USC, Lemon or whatever. He's one of the top wide receivers as a
Yeah.
late round first round pick.
Yeah.
Then you have the second round pick. You have I think they have one third round, and then they have like four fourth round picks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like they
I would want
can.
to get. I would want them to get someone who can spell Christian McCaffrey because I don't think you can expect him to have another season where he touches the ball 450 times.
No, but you're not going to need it. Listen. This year, you needed him because you had nobody. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
you had nobody. Let's be realistic.
yeah.
You lost Kittle right away at the beginning of the season for
For the
five
start of all
weeks.
season. Yeah,
Yeah, you didn't have Ayuk for the whole
yeah,
season.
yeah.
You had basically Juwan Jennings playing, and Ricky Pearsall didn't even play. He missed like
Yeah.
10 games during the whole season too.
And Jennings was
And
hurt too.
yeah, and then you have who else did you? That's all you had basically. You didn't
Yeah,
even have
yeah.
a full even the quarterback. You had to get
Purdy
Kendrick
was hurt.
Bourne from the Patriots
Yeah,
to bring him in at mid-season, so then you can have another wide receiver. So it just shows you how decimated and how much they needed McCaffrey. I think next
yeah.
year when they're healthy, I think it's gonna be a different ball game. They're not gonna rely so much on McCaffrey, and I think they're gonna rest him more. They're gonna give more touches to Robinson. They have other backup running backs that can do the job.
Will
So
Garendo come back because he didn't play at all last year?
yeah, exactly. I think he injured his knee or whatever in
Yeah,
preseason, or he tore his
yeah,
ACL or whatever it was.
yeah.
So like he's coming back as well. So that you have options, right? So
Are they
it's
keeping
not.
Trent Williams?
Yeah, he's staying, man. It's just, dude, it's just one of those guys that give me give me more money and shut up because it's like they hold the power over the general manager, and general manager's not gonna get rid of him. They're not gonna trade him. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, okay, here, let's come to agreement. Whatever. We'll give you a more money up front type of thing instead of on your contract. You know how it
Yeah,
is.
the
These
usual.
guys,
Yes.
the usual. Like it's every freaking single year. Like he's still under contract. So if I'm Lynch, if and I wanted to be if he wants to be an asshole to him, he'll tell him, listen, you're still under contract. I don't care. You signed the contract. You still have one more year. It's up to you. Do you want to sit out and not get paid, or you want to come play for our team? But he's an important player on the offense. So they're gonna do whatever they takes to sign him. Man,
All right,
what
so
else?
we're gonna get to a couple of we're gonna get some funny moves now. The AFC East, which is getting funnier by the day on a couple of teams, and then more competitive for the other two teams. We're gonna start with the Jets. I'm gonna get
Uh,
this out, I promise. The Jets did the most Jets thing you're ever gonna see in your life, as they traded for Geno Smith, the worst quarterback in the NFL last year. They traded for him to return to the Jets, a team that got rid of him years ago because he couldn't play. They traded for him. This is the most Jets move ever. Aaron Glenn will be fired by week 5. They now have a quarterback tandem of Geno Smith and Justin Fields. This is a disaster waiting to happen, and it's funny. I think it's very funny. I think the Jets are going to be the worst team in the league again, Joseph.
no, 100%, 100%. It's not
Why would
even
you
funny.
trade for Geno Smith? This doesn't make any
I don't
sense.
know. I guess to throw more picks. I guess I
I
don't know.
guess. I mean, it's just I cannot believe they made this move. Jesus. Now the Patriots. Now Lino's going to be very happy. This is the Patriots part of the show. They stole Romeo Dobbs from Gill, 4 years, 70 million. Dobbs wasn't really being used as a full-time receiver because the Packers had 5 receivers they were throwing the football to. Will Dobbs give the Patriots what they need after getting rid of Stephon Diggs? And yeah, they got rid of Stephon Diggs and added Dobbs. I think that was their significant move so far. What do you think of that switch up
No, it's
though?
a good pickup for them. Actually, a very good pickup for them. You know what? It's an upgrade. I think he's better than Stephon Diggs. I think Stephon Diggs is just a pure drama type of guy that brings a lot of garbage to your team and a lot of off-field shenanigans like he's been doing the past years.
Yeah,
Um, so you know what? It's a great pickup. He's a good wide receiver. The problem is he gets hurt, injured a lot.
yeah,
He has a lot of problems with concussion and stuff like that. But never know. Hopefully he stays healthy. They already have they got Booty. They have Holland. Like
yeah. I
they
like
have
Booty. I like Booty. I think
Yeah,
he's gonna have a
he's
good year
yeah.
next year.
They have young good young wide receivers, and you never know. They still have a lot of money. They can still upgrade. There's
Yeah,
still some other good guys out there. They can trade or whatever, but you know they were trying to get AJ Brown, but the asking price
price
was
is
too
too
high.
high. Yeah,
Yeah, so you know, like
I actually
oh
think
no, that
that
was a good
that's a
pickup for
pretty
them.
good.
That was a very good pickup for them,
Yeah,
actually. Very
yeah.
good. I'm surprised.
I I
I'm
I
surprised
think
he.
yeah.
I'm surprised he went there. The honest truth, but
Well, I mean, if you're going to go somewhere and you want to be a better receiver than you were perhaps in Green Bay because you were the fourth or fifth guy and weren't getting consistent reps, go to New England where they have Drake May and establish something with him, and you become a better
yeah,
player. I think it's a good move for Dobbs, provided he could stay healthy. New England definitely needed a slot receiver, and he will provide them that. I think he's a really good end zone target as well. So that will help May and the Patriots, and the Patriots have other moves coming because they still have a lot of cap space. So they're trying to get better, and that makes a lot of sense. And Green Bay wasn't going to sign him because they already have like four or five guys that they can go to replace him. I mean, they already have Golden and Wicks and Christian Watson. Now, granted, they're all injury prone, but if you have those guys, why are you paying Romeo Dobbs? We're going to pivot to the Ravens. Now, the Ravens tried to trade for Max Crosby, and Max Crosby failed his physical. So when Max
listen,
Crosby
that's
was
all bullshit.
trying,
That's all
yeah,
bullshit.
I think it's bullshit too because Max Crosby was going to play at the end of last season and then was forced to have surgery by the Raiders, which he did. And I think Baltimore got cold feet and said, no, we're not trading two first rounders. And then they signed Trayvon Hendrickson from the Bengals right after and paid less money to him and didn't have to give up the picks. So I think this was a pivot, knowing they had a chance to get Hendrickson. They backed out of the deal before it became official. What do you think, Jose? That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it was. Exactly what it was. They at the beginning they thought they weren't going to be able to sign Hendrickson, and then they got into an agreement with them, and then they told them that he failed the physical. Dude, first of all, the guy only needs to be 100% at the beginning of training camp. So don't come, even if he is injured right now or not. You don't need to do a physicals now. You do the physicals at the beginning of the season in well, when they do the open camps or whatever the hell they do the practice or
Well,
whatever.
they couldn't though, Jose, because if you're giving up two first rounders, then you
I
need to know
understand that,
before the
but
draft.
dude, the guy
Yeah,
is fine. Are you kidding me? The guy is fine. They just made an excuse so then they can void the contract. They keep their first two round draft picks, and they got a edge rusher that they needed. That's it. That's all it was. It was just an excuse. It was just an excuse for them to keep their picks and void the trade. That's all it was.
yeah, yeah.
That's
My
all it was.
son's coming in to say hi.
Hey, buddy, what's going
Hi.
on?
Yeah, we're,
Hi.
we're live. We're live here, buddy. But you can say hi. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. Now go get ready for bed. Uh, hopefully you guys like that live aspect of the show. All right, let's get to Tony Barbosa's team, Jose. I'm interested in your thoughts on this. I don't think the Colts really had much of a choice, but Daniel Jones was given the transition tag, and then they signed him to a 2-year, $88 million deal. I like the 2-year length because Daniel Jones is going to miss significant time with multiple injuries next season. But 44 million a season is a lot, but for 2 years, I guess they really had no choice because they don't have anybody else.
Dude, you could have got Kyler Murray at a $1.3 million.
I
If
mean, sure. I
what
mean,
do you
yeah,
what do you like? I don't understand these. That's why
it's a strange deal. I don't get it. It's a strange one, but
it's a strange. It's stupid. And if you wanted to keep him, just sign him for 1 year. Why do you need the 2 years for it? First of all,
I think
the
they
man's
had to
not.
give him 2 years because he's hurt. Like he wasn't going to sign for 1 year because he's going to miss.
Why are
Right?
you even signing this guy? Come
I don't know.
depending $44 million for a year that the man if he comes back is going to be midway through the season. Okay,
Yeah,
you're probably going to be out of the playoffs because what you expect Ryan Leonard to lead you into the playoffs? Come
maybe
on,
they
dude.
draft
Like
a quarterback.
for what?
I don't
So
know.
then
I don't know.
you can pay three quarterbacks. three quarterbacks money. I know you're still going to be on a rookie contract, but you're
They got to do
paying. You're
something with Anthony Richardson, man. They don't want him. They got to
didn't they release him? I thought they released him.
That's a great question because I don't know what he's still doing on the team if they haven't released him already.
I think they released him already.
Oh, they did release him. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
he's already gone. Yeah,
yeah, they released him before even the thing the signing
yeah, yeah.
period started. So there you go. That's how much they trusted that
Kyler
kid.
Murray's not going to sign for. Look, we're going to get to Malik Willis, who signed in Miami, which we'll get to. But if Malik Willis is getting $22 million a season, there's no way Kyler Murray's signing for 1.3.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it works. I was listening to it on the radio. Because he's been in the league for 7 years.
Yeah.
You get charged the $1.3 million salary cap on your. You have to pay him. The rest, the remaining, Arizona pays.
So even though they released him, he's still on that.
He's still just like Tua is on the contract of
right, and he only signed for 1.3. You're right. So that
you only sign him for 1.3.
They don't. The Colts they clearly like Daniel Jones. They clearly.
Yeah, I understand that, but he's not going to be there at the beginning of the year.
No, he's not.
So what do you, like if you guys are in the aspect of making the playoffs or even what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're depending on Leonard to make the playoffs, or you're gonna go get freaking old man Rivers again from the retirement, or you're gonna get another quarterback from retirement, unless they sign one of these like maybe trade for Carson Wentz or Kirk Cousins or some shit like that, and then just sign him to a 1 year or whatever, and then maybe when Jones comes back, you release him. I can see them doing that, but for that you could have gone Geno Smith. Like I don't know, I don't understand. Like I just don't understand. Like sometimes these teams man make these moves and you just like seriously.
When you trade 2 first-round picks, Jose, for a defensive player, and you commit to Daniel Jones way too early, you kind of have no choice but to make this deal. They kind of they pigeonholed themselves into this. Like they kind of had no choice. I don't know who's going to play for this team to start the year, but it's not going to be pretty. I want to get to the Kansas City Chiefs because they made a great signing in signing the Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker. The Kansas City Chiefs have had massive problems running the football for years. I still don't know how this team got to the Super Bowls as much as they did with no running game. They had Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco for years, and they managed to get there. That Patrick Mahomes will probably miss the first 4 games of the season. Kenneth Walker is a good running back. He had 1,000 yards despite splitting carries, but he's not a great pass catcher or blocker. He's just a running back. But the way that Andy Reid likes to run his offense through the running game, as he did in Philadelphia with Westbrook, I believe that this is a good move for the Chiefs and will help them return to the playoffs. What do you think? Now, they did lose McDuffie.
They traded McDuffie to the LA Rams. Listen, I think it's a good move, but it's all gonna depend on that offensive line. If those offensive line can't block and open up holes for him to run, I don't care how good you are, you're not gonna be running. You're not gonna be doing anything.
No.
So I just think he's gonna do his thing. He'll put up the numbers and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't trust that offensive line yet. I think that offensive line is not that great. So we'll see. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Even without Mahomes at the beginning of the season, it's gonna be difficult for them. Difficult, and especially in the division. The Chargers are getting better. The freaking the Broncos are good. The Raiders are made some great moves.
Yes, they did.
They're making that defense look even better now than it was before. So that division keeps getting harder and harder too. So we'll see.
Yeah. Now we'll get to a couple of hilarious things. The Dolphins released Tua Tua, I'm not even going to bother saying his last name, Tua Lialova. I'm not going to say it right. But they released Tua. I remember being on the show a couple of years ago and we had a discussion about Tua, and I said I would not sign him to a long term contract. And this was when he was leading the league in passing. They did it. Now they have a $99 million dead cap hit after releasing him before the season. And they pivoted to giving Malik Willis $66 million over 3 years. The Dolphins might as well be the Jets. I mean, Malik Willis is a fine QB, but I don't think that he's a $66 million quarterback, especially in that division. I don't know what the Dolphins are doing. Yes, he'll be better than Tua, perhaps slightly. I think Tua's, you know, for whatever he is, he's a very average quarterback who makes bad decisions. But I don't know how much better Malik Willis makes the Dolphins. I will say that it's very, very funny that the first team that called Tua after he got released was Atlanta. I think that's the funniest thing I heard all week before the Geno Smith trade because it's so Atlanta-y, so Falcon-esque for them to go get Tua after signing Kirk Cousins, then drafting Michael Penix. You're going to go sign Tua after he got released. Atlanta's just a dumpster fire for quarterbacks. But Malik Willis, this is a weird one. I don't know how this makes Miami better, Jose.
I don't know either, but I thought they were gonna tank the season and try to get Arch Manning. I
Yeah,
thought that was the whole plan all along. But if for you, you know what? It's not bad of a contract if you look at it for now.
sure,
Can
sure.
play, if he can play half decent like he did in Green Bay, then there again, then he doesn't have the same options and the same
Right.
quality as he did it in Packers. So
Yeah.
he's gonna struggle. He's gonna struggle. But you know what? Only paying a quarterback $22 million now in the NFL is not bad at all.
No, it's
Not
not.
bad at all. So because minimum right now they're going for like 40 million. If the shittiest quarterback is going for $40 million, so
I know, it's crazy.
it's not a bad contract if you look at it. If they can put weapons around them and put a good team around them, that's not a bad contract at all. And the team is not. But I don't think I think it was a bad move. I think you should have just get
Draft a quarterback, man. That's it.
not even draft a quarterback. Just stick with that guy Ehlers that you had.
Yeah,
You had Ewers or whatever.
yeah,
Stick with him for one more year. Go through the pains of losing. Then next year you have great. You have more from Oregon coming out. You have Arch Manning from Texas coming out. You have a top quality quarterbacks next year from the draft coming out. So you could have got your main guy on a rookie deal, but
yeah.
I guess not. So I don't know.
Other moves I want to quickly mention: the Bills trade for DJ Moore. I'm not sure that's the wide receiver I would want if I'm the Bills. I think he's near the end. What do you think of that move, Jose?
I was one of those. It was just one of those guys that Nagy used to coach, so he
Yeah,
knows the system. So yeah, whatever. It's nothing special, but he's an upgrade from what they had before. A
yeah. I mean, they
better
didn't have
player,
anything before. They had
exactly.
Steer and that's it, right? So yeah,
The that's an upgrade from what they had before, and you can give the deep threat for Josh Allen to throw those bombs too and stuff like that. So you know what, he'll get his yards and catches this year, but and plus he was already complaining and whining in Chicago, so get him out of there before he starts problems with the team and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it was a good deal. It's a good deal for both teams.
yeah. I want to get to, you mentioned the Raiders, won't go too much into them, but they made some really nice moves to improve their team. Their offensive line, especially, will be better. That will help Austin Genty become a much better running back. I think he has star potential written all over him. The Cleveland Browns made some really good moves to improve their offensive line, whether it be Deshaun Watson or Shador Sanders starting. I think their offensive line will be much better next year. And the Titans signed Wandale Robinson, who had a really good year in New York, and a bunch of defensive players to improve their defense and help Ward and Robert Sala. No, nobody should be surprised that the Titans added 5 defensive players in free agency with Robert Sala taking over that team. Do you think the Titans get better, Jose?
Yeah, of course, man. I
I
think
think so.
they, yeah, of course they did. They were, defensively, they picked up some good. guys that like for rotational players, they're not like no big names, but they're guys that can do their job. And now on offense, you add Wendell Robinson to. You already had DK last year. You have already good tight end in Ronco, and then you have freaking the running back in Pollard and stuff like
Pollard.
that,
Yeah.
and Spears.
Yep.
Like so, you have a good offense and you're well. They needed improvement on the defense, so there you go.
Yeah. Yes.
And Salah is Salah. He's the defensive coach, and he's gonna get all the players that he likes for his system and stuff like that. So man, they're gonna be good. I think they're gonna be one of those teams to contend in the hunt for the last playoff spot in the wild card, man. I can see that.
Two more quick moves we can talk about. The Bills added Bradley Chubb from the Dolphins. I wonder how much he has left, but the Buffalo Bills need help on defense, so it's fine. 3 years, 45 million is not a rich contract. The Bills definitely need to get better on defense. So that was nice. The 49ers got, I can't say his name, Osa Odezingua from Dallas. He should
Yeah.
really help their defensive line. God knows the 49ers need bodies back there. And Kyler Murray gets released from the Cardinals. Nobody's surprised here. And the rumor is he's going to Minnesota, which is also very funny because they have J.J. McCarthy, who they got rid of Sam Darnold for, who just won a Super Bowl. Does that make sense to you that Kyler Murray would end up in Minnesota? I think it does, actually, Jose. What do you think?
100%. I think
Yeah, I like that move.
it's a great pickup move because he's a mobile quarterback. He can throw the ball well. He has good outside weapons with Addison and Jefferson. Jones is coming back on the good deal. They have the good offensive line. That's a perfect team for him to go there and do his thing and get back on his feet and then look for a better contract in the following year for a longer term. That's all it
Yeah,
is. It's just
yeah.
and then like that McCarthy can stay behind him 1 year and learn a little bit better, get used to more of the system, and then you can plug him into the next year as the starter.
One more thing we'll talk about, and I mentioned it earlier. Trent McDuffie in a major trade goes to the Rams from Kansas City. They signed him to the richest deal in NFL history for his position. Um, does this make the Rams the new favorite over Seattle and San Francisco in the
Nah,
NFC West?
I don't think it makes them more the favorites. It just makes them better. I don't
Hmm.
think it makes them the favorites because the Seattle just okay. You lost
Does
Kenneth
Seattle
Walker,
miss
but
Walker, or does that matter? Does that matter that much?
no, they have Charbonnet coming back from injury.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they'll add another running
They
back.
re-signed Shaheed.
Or yeah, they re-signed Shaheed. They have basically the team majority of the team coming back. They only
Yeah, they're
lost
a
maybe like
defensive
two or
football team.
three.
Yeah, they're a
What's that?
defensive football. They're a defensive football team.
Yeah, they have, and they can always load up on buddy running backs. There's enough running backs in the
Yeah, that's
draft.
true. Yeah,
You
that's true.
can just load up and go crazy.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, they'll be fine. And then the Niners are gonna get better too, and Arizona's gonna get better as well too. Like people don't talk about Arizona, but
did
dude,
they
like
add a quarterback yet, or are they going to draft? Like, what are
no,
they doing with quarterback?
I think they're gonna keep Brissett, I guess,
Yeah,
and then see what happens next year or whatever. I don't know. They have different
yeah,
options to do it,
yeah.
but
I don't know.
they
The Rams added somebody they needed because that's where they were
yeah,
vulnerable
their
was was,
secondary was weak. It
was
was
their
weak.
secondary.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
are weak on the secondary, but I think they all paid for too much for him too, man. They gave him
yeah.
a
They
couple of
did.
first round picks.
Yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah.
again, if you're in a win situation now, you have to make these deals. If that's what you think that's gonna make you improve your team to win the championship, then hey, I'm out for it too. Do it.
Yeah. That division is going to be brutal again. I
Oh,
mean, really,
100%.
really
It's
tough.
probably will be one of the toughest again in the NFL again this year.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's the move so far. Who in your mind is the winner and the loser so far of this deadline?
Well, the
Okay, go
loser
ahead.
you got. I'm sorry, but it's the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
The Green Bay Packers are losing. They lost Gary, which is one of the best defensive ends that they
yeah,
had, and
yeah,
you lost Romeo Dobbs, and you're not picking up nobody.
yeah,
And you're not getting an upgrade. You're not getting upgrade on offensive line. You still have good wide receivers, but that defense, you lost your best linebacker. Okay, you
yeah,
lost Walker, you lost Gary. Where are
yeah.
you gonna get all these places to, and you're not getting nobody to replace them. So I think that's the worst. The best so far to me, I will have to say I like so far what the Raiders have done, improve their defense. And you know that they're drafting Mendoza first overall, so
Oh, 100%,
that's
100%.
not
Although
even
you're not a fan of him though.
no, I'm not. I you know what he can prove me wrong, but I think he's another Goldilocks. I think he's another Trevor Lawrence. It's gonna take his time for him
Yeah,
to
7
settle
years
into the NFL.
for Trevor Lawrence, 7 years to get good.
Yes,
So
I'm telling you, he's not gonna be. He's not a very systematic quarterback. He's like a very like short passes. Let you know what I mean. Like he plays smart football basically. He's not got a guy who's
okay.
gonna throw 40, 50 down the yard or down the field, which he can throw. I'm not saying he can't, but
If I told you he's Brock Purdy and that's his career ceiling, would you say that that's reasonable?
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. That's not bad for the Raiders if he's a Brock
Yeah.
Purdy. Take
Yeah.
a team to your championship in the first season that you were there,
I
or
mean, maybe that doesn't
second year.
happen, but
No,
maybe he's a
hundred
Brock
percent.
Purdy as a
No,
player.
he'll do his thing. He'll do his thing. I just don't see him being like that crazy superstar like
No, I don't think. Yeah, I don't
Josh
think that.
Allen, like type of thing like that. Don't get me. I don't think he's gonna be like that. But
Yeah.
he's gonna be an average quarterback. I think to me, he's gonna be an average quarterback.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, for me, the Patriots, Lino will like this. I think they did a very good job with the players they added. Um, I think that they're a winner so far. Losers, I yeah, you're right about the Packers. I mean the Jets. It's so easy to say the Jets, but I mean that's just adding Geno Smith is just funny. Um, I don't know. I didn't think any of these deals were egregious. I think the Colts, man, that Jones contract. I have a feeling the Colts don't realize the fall that's coming for them because even before Jones got hurt, they were slipping before he got hurt, and that trade that they made for Sauce Gardner, if he doesn't come back strong after the injury, and same goes for Jones, that team's in a lot of trouble because teams are going to start just ganging up on Jonathan Taylor. And if you notice that they started doing that in the second
yeah,
half of the
100%.
season,
They started
and John
stacking the
and
box,
Daniel Jones could not make a pass without throwing a pick. So
and they lost
they
Pittman too.
yeah, and they gave Pierce a lot of money, and so Pierce was a part-time player on that team. So they're relying a lot on Pierce to become Jackson Smith and Jigba this year. And I'm not sure he's ready or not ready. He's a good receiver. He can catch the long ball, but they're going to have to rely on Josh Downs, who really didn't have a good season for them, and Pierce to become bigger options after not being much a part of the offense last year. And of course, the tight end, whose name escapes me, will have to be huge as well. But the Colts. They could be the losers in this after a couple of those contracts. And I like what the Browns did too, but I think the Colts could be the loser of this free agency. Like I don't know about giving. I know they had not much of a choice, but yeah, I'm not sure about that one. We'll see what happens with them. So that's the free agency coverage for the NFL. We will cover the draft in April. Obviously, Mendoza is projected to be the number one pick. There's some great running backs and wide receivers in there as well. I hope the 49ers draft an offensive lineman with their pick. There is a good one available at their pick. They seem to want to always draft wide receivers early. They may do it again because they're not known to take offensive linemen early in the draft. But John Lynch has got to start hitting on some of these drafts because it's been a solid 7 years now of them not having any first rounders become anything and trading away first rounders. So they really need to have a good draft this year because they're up against it in the salary cap. And I think that at some point you've got to get young, fresh blood in there that you don't have to pay too much to. The 49ers are getting old fast and they need to get younger. So hopefully they hit on the draft, something the Dallas Cowboys do pretty well. So yes, so I'd like to thank Jose for coming on. We will have more shows like this. I don't want to be dormant for too long. There's a lot coming up in March. March Madness is upon us. We'll probably give you some brackets for that coming up. A crazy college season. We have a 30-0 team that needs to be talked about more in the Miami of Ohio, and a lot of I know they're gonna get
They're
killed.
shit. They're gonna first round
Yeah.
knockout guaranteed.
Yeah, we have some really good. This is one of the best NBA draft, lottery drafts you're ever going to see.
Mhm.
There is a solid 10 to 15 players that could really impact your team next year. And the teams that they're on are going to be players in the March Madness. I think anyone can win this year. I think it's wide open who can win. Arizona's really good. They've proven that all season, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to take a good look at that at the brackets. Michigan's been really good this year, so we'll have to see when March Madness comes. See if we have time to give you some brackets. One of the hardest things to do in sports history. I mean, picking those it's almost impossible, man.
100%.
So
That's why they give billions of dollars for a perfect bracket
yes,
because it
yeah.
never happens.
All right, so I will be back with some Raptors coverage. I know people have been asking me to cover the Raptors, and I will. They're playing tonight, currently against New Orleans. The Raptors are the most predictable team in sports, so it's kind of hard to talk about them. They beat all the bad teams, and they get their ass kicked by good teams, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. But I will give you my thoughts on their season very soon. So stay tuned for that. For now, though, I'm the Mouth of North, Andrew Reese. That's Jose Carlos Gomes. We will see you next time on the Reese Report. But for now, I'm out.